And the next day they did an attack and nobody knows why. But that next night, Washington told everybody, get every boat you can, and we're crossing the river in the dark. And everybody tried to tell him, you do that, if the cannons roll back and clank, they'll know we're here, the horse is winning, they'll find us. Have you ever tried to out-oar a bullet? You're literally sitting ducks if we get discovered on the water. Washington had a dream. And he told them, get in the boats. And they started going back and forth, and the cannons didn't rock. And the horses didn't whinny. And as the sun was coming up, there was still quite a few men, Washington included, that had to get across. And now what? It is recorded in the diaries on both sides that a very strange, thick fog came up out of the water. And it settled very peculiarly over the camp of the British and the Americans. And they all recorded, you could not discern a man from 3 feet away. It was that thick. The morning sun did not burn the fog off. It stayed there until the last boat carrying Washington crossed. He jumped off, he escaped over the hill, the British fired a couple desperation shots, hit nobody, Washington lost nothing. And they lived to fight another day, to win years later. We will rely on the protection of divine providence. It makes a difference if God's on your side.
Yes, sir.
Abraham Lincoln always told his counselors, we always need to ask ourselves, are we on God's side? He fought quite a struggle. We fight in quite a struggle. Thank goodness, but thankfully yet, and hopefully it never gets to something where there's bloodshed in our day. But these guys did it. We shouldn't sit around and wait until that happens. You should defend liberty while you can. Not when you're forced down on your knees. Thanks for coming out. If you know of anybody, any school that would ever let this message in, you fight.